John Bunyan penned The Pilgrim's Progress in 1678, an enduring religious allegory that holds a significant place in English literature. Often hailed as a pioneering work in the novel genre, it narrates the spiritual journey of its protagonist, Christian, mirroring Bunyan's own path to devoutness. Initially resistant to religion, Bunyan underwent a profound conversion, aligning himself with Puritanism and advocating for the purification of the Church of England from perceived Catholic influences. His steadfast dissent against the Church's directives led to several imprisonments, during which he prolifically wrote, including significant portions of The Pilgrim's Progress. Upon its publication, the book garnered immediate acclaim, spawning various imitations seeking to replicate its success. In response, Bunyan penned an authentic sequel in 1684, focusing on Christian's wife, Christiana, and their offspring. In an introductory poem, Bunyan humbly addresses potential shortcomings of his allegorical style, expressing his desire for the work to serve as a guiding light in readers' spiritual journeys. The narrative unfolds with an unnamed narrator experiencing a dream within a prison, wherein Christian emerges as the central figure. Clad in tattered garments and burdened by a weighty load, Christian embarks on a quest driven by fear for the fate of his city and its inhabitants' eternal damnation. Encountering Evangelist, Christian sets out for the Wicket Gate, encountering obstacles like Obstinate and Pliable along the way. Despite detours orchestrated by figures like Mr. Worldly Wiseman and Mr. Legality, Evangelist's guidance ultimately leads Christian to understand that adherence to external laws does not equate to true spiritual fulfillment. Christian arrives at the Wicket Gate, where he is warmly received by Mr. Goodwill, who directs him to visit the interpreter's home. There, Christian is presented with vivid illustrations and scenarios depicting core Christian principles. Upon beholding the cross, Christian experiences a profound sense of relief as the burden weighing on him dissipates. Three radiant figures, resembling angels, grace him with peace, forgiveness, finer attire, and a crucial document for his journey to the celestial city. As Christian progresses towards his heavenly destination, he encounters various adversaries he must surmount, including presumption, sloth, simple, formalist, and hypocrisy. Along the arduous path, at the hill of difficulty, he confronts timorous and mistrust. Overwhelmed by the trials, Christian succumbs to exhaustion, briefly losing the vital document. Despite self-rebuke, he retrieves it and proceeds to the Palace Beautiful, where he finds solace, camaraderie, and sustenance. In the Valley of Humiliation, Christian engages in a fierce combat with the monstrous Apollyon, ultimately prevailing with divine assistance. Emerging from the treacherous valley of the shadow of death, he encounters Faithful, with whom he faces persecution in the materialistic Vanity Fair, culminating in Faithful's martyrdom and swift ascension to the celestial city. Joined by the supportive Hopeful, Christian debates the allure of wealth and the integration of religion with materialism, resisting temptations like the silver mine. Their path veers into peril when they opt for Bypath Meadow, resulting in their imprisonment by the oppressive giant Despair and his wife, Diffidence, within Doubting Castle. Christian discovers a key named Promise, capable of unlocking any door within Doubting Castle. With this newfound tool, he and Hopeful make their daring escape and journey to the Delectable Mountains. There, they are welcomed by friendly shepherds who offer them a glimpse of the celestial city, drawing them closer to their heavenly destination. Along the way, they encounter adversaries like Ignorance and learn the tragic tale of little faith. Confrontations with atheist and flatterer ensue, with flatterer ensnaring them in a trap until divine intervention sets them free. To evade the soporific allure of the enchanted ground, Hopeful shares his spiritual experiences, while Christian engages Ignorance in a fervent debate, dismantling his erroneous beliefs. As they navigate stormy waters, symbolizing their passage from temporal existence to eternal bliss, they ultimately enter the celestial city, a realm free from sorrow, strife, and mortality. However, even amidst heavenly splendor, the specter of damnation looms, as God directs angels to escort Ignorance to his fate. Before transitioning to Part 2, Bunyan interjects with a poem, reflecting on the immense success of Part 1, while admonishing the proliferation of false sequels. He expresses hope that Part 2 will guide more souls toward the righteous path. Part 2 commences with the narrator experiencing another dream, wherein he learns of Christian's family from sagacity. A mysterious visitor prompts Christiana to embark on a similar spiritual pilgrimage with her 4 sons, despite skepticism from neighbors like Mrs. Timorous. Undeterred, Christiana, aided by her supporter Mercy, faces challenges at the wicket gate, including a malevolent dog. Overcoming further obstacles, they find refuge at the House of Interpreter, where they receive enlightenment on the principles of Christianity, akin to Christian's earlier journey. He also commands his attendant, Mr. Greatheart, to accompany the women on their expedition. Their journey leads them to Porter's Lodge, where Prudence, a woman, instructs Christiana's children in catechism. Matthew, who had previously consumed fruit belonging to the devil, falls ill, but Mr. Skill nurses him back to health. Along the way, they encounter lions, a fiend, and the formidable giant Maul, all of whom Mr. Greatheart effortlessly vanquishes. Their next stop is Mr. Gaius's inn, where Gaius, desiring Christian's lineage to continue, suggests a match between Mercy and Matthew to start a family, while arranging for his daughter Phoebe to marry James. Additional pilgrims such as Mr. Feeble-Mind and Mr. Ready to Halt join their company, and they encounter fewer obstacles than Christian did in Vanity, finding hospitality at Mr. Mnasson's residence and forming alliances with Mr. Contrite and Mr. Love Saint. Together they assist Mr. Greatheart in subduing a monstrous adversary and liberating giant Despair, Diffidence, and Doubting Castle. Arriving at the Delectable Mountains, the pilgrims chance upon a palace, where Mercy, now expecting, longs for a mirror that reveals Jesus Christ when viewed from a specific angle. Fearing miscarriage if she doesn't obtain it, the shepherds graciously provide the mirror. They are joined by Mr. Valiant for truth and navigate the enchanted ground, encountering slumbering pilgrims and hearing the tale of Mr. Standfast's encounter with the witch, Madame Bubble. As Christiana prepares to depart the mortal realm for the kingdom of heaven, she is followed by fellow pilgrims like Mr. Valiant for truth. Mercy and Christiana's sons return to the earthly realm to spread the message of God. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.